Published 1731 EDT, the 30th of August 2017. Updated 1731 EDT, the 30th of August 2017. Gareth Southgate's dilemma over which of his three goalkeepers he should select for the games against Malta and Slovakia has echoes of the past. His predecessor of 40 years ago, Ron Greenwood, had a similar problem with his three first-choice keepers in the late 70s, though there the comparison ends. Southgate's selection wrestle with Joe Hart, Jack Butland and Tom Heaton is between three keepers who are competent but hardly great. Peter Shilton, Top and Ray Clemence are all smiles. In 1979, when sharing the number 1 shirt, Ron Greenwood had three top-quality keeper to choose from, as England manager Greenwood, on the other hand, had three, two of whom, Peter Shilton and Ray Clemence, were great, and a third in Joe Corrigan, who would quite comfortably have been the best by today's standards. The choice Greenwood made was to alternate between Shilton and Clemence, who had followed a production line of top English goalkeepers in Frank Swift, Ron Springett and Gordon Banks. Throughout the late 70s, Shilton and Clemence took it in turns, with Greenwood wanting to keep both happy and hoping one of them would eventually emerge to take the position permanently. Ultimately he chose Shilton, who went on to play 125 times for England, to Clemence's 61. The irony was that they had such different styles of keeping. Liverpool's Clemence played as an extra defender, wonderful at judging crosses and coming off his line, a taller and more lithe figure than the stockier Shilts. England goalkeepers Joe Hart and Jack Butland arrive at training on Tuesday. 3 Lions boss Gareth Southgate is set to decide who will be his first-choice goalkeeper. He also had the advantage of playing behind a wonderful Liverpool defence and spent many games with little to do, which no doubt encouraged his off-the-line forays. Shilton, on the other hand, was more of a balanced keeper, who claims he learned much of his agility from a former ballroom dancer, Len Heppel. He told an FA goalkeeping conference last year that Heppel had written to him out of the blue, offering help, and Don Revie, Greenwood's predecessor, introduced him into his backroom staff. He changed my attitude towards goalkeeping because he was very much about body movements and positions in terms of how you get best balanced, he told the delegates. It helped me greatly because I tended to be a bit upright and my hands were too rigid. He told me to feel as though I was in water and get looser and have my knees bent and my head forward. England captain Kevin Keegan centre, with goalkeepers Shilton left and Clemence. Although there is only a year's difference in their ages, Shilton is younger. It was Shilton who Sir Alf Ramsey first introduced into the national side against East Germany in November 1970 in a team that included 4 of England's 1966 World Cup winning side. The two vied for the number 1 shirt for the following decade, though for a spell under Revie, Clemence was the preferred choice. These were the days before the recognized goalkeeping coaches who proliferate in the modern game. It was these two fine keepers who often worked on their own, the competition for the place the great incentive. Though they shared a closeness off the field as a result of the bond from the goalkeepers' union, the rivalry in training was there to see, with the intensity of the workouts extraordinary. The moment Greenwood told Clemence he would be benched for the 1982 World Cup, ultimately Greenwood chose Shilton, who went on to play 125 times for England. They were the first in the specialist role to train alone, helping and encouraging each other. Until then, keepers had trained with the rest of the team, hardly bothering with specialist training. Shilton in particular was very self-critical, always searching for improvement and introducing new areas and techniques, which explains why he played for his country at 40. They did have the benefit of a specialist coach at the 1982 World Cup in Spain, technically working under Greenwood's coach Don Howe, but when the tournament started the manager made his decision in favour of Shilton. Clemence was to play only twice more for England, but he had by then cemented a partnership with Shilton that will probably never be surpassed.